Okay, real quick, just finished my daily training and I'm going to show you what it's like to be a client. Now, full caveat, I'm sick and this is why I'm recording this video. And what I'm sharing is going to show you how you can grow and scale your business, whether you're an agency owner, consultant, or coach. Not everything I share you're going to be able to see because this is only what my clients get. But I want to give you a little experience of what it's like to be a client and what you truly get and what I do daily and what they do daily. So, without further ado, let's just dive into it, shall we? Now, here's the thing. What you're looking at right now is the daily training. And this is what you do daily. And the reason you do it daily is because just like the gym, if you want to get fit, jacked, and healthy, you do something daily. So we start with the training and we start with writing. So first things first, we write handwritten. Now, for those of you who are listening to this and thinking, oh no, like, can I use my Remarkable? Can I use my iPad? Which my clients ask all the time. You can use whatever you want. This is just the most effective. So I've finished mine this morning and I am going to just basically show you it because I can track it all and it's obviously online and digital too. I go through and I start with the system clear. And the goal of this is to clear the mental noise. You'll see there's a nice little timer counting me down. Now, some of my clients don't use this, some do. The main thing is, do you have a notebook? This is a Moleskin. You can use whatever you want. I have some clients that use like a janky old notepad. Some go out and buy a fancy notepad. Some have a fancy pen. This is just a Bic pen. I'm left-handed and I am awful at writing. My handwriting is like a little child. Because of that, I normally do use a fancy pen, but my pen has run out when I got my Rolex. The pen, I got a Rolex pen and it's run out and I'm too lazy right now to replace it. So I love these, they're cheap, but use whatever you want. The main thing here I want to get across, and this goes with anything when it comes to business, is you want to enjoy where you work, what you do. So I'm like a prince and I kind of baby myself and fill my house and my office with beautiful things. Incense is always lit. I love where I work, and this brings me so much joy. An example right now is I have a bust of Sir Winston Churchill. Whatever you have on your desk, it doesn't matter, right? But whatever allows you to create space and be in an environment that is enjoyable, high energy, all those good things. So I write, can be for like 5 minutes, and this is just stream of consciousness. Once that's done, we then get to our codes. Now, the key part here to understand is that you have an identity and really a series of identities. I have found identity-based transformation is the fastest way to grow, both for yourself and for your business. I have found that identity-based transformation is the most fun because we all have our favorite superhero. Mine is Batman, yours might be Batman, Superman, Iron Man, or you might even say, hey, Jordan, I think superheroes are lame and I don't have a favorite superhero. And in that case, great. Maybe you're your favorite superhero. But either way, we are all the heroes of our own story and we all have a super version of that. And that doesn't have to be Batman. It doesn't have to be anything. I'm not like Batman is my source of vision and source of truth, but you have a superhero. It might be your dad. It might be someone else who's famous in the industry, maybe a guru, whoever it is, whoever you have projected the source of importance, the source of power onto, or as an example of, you have a superhero and you have a hero and you also have a guide. I'm your guide, you're your own hero, and then your superhero is your identity. You're going to write down, start with 3 to 7 identity statements, start with 3 and they're going to map to your 10 areas of life. So basically, you can break down your 10 freedoms of life, all the way from time, all the way to spiritual. Now, if I know you, you probably heard the word spiritual and you think, I don't care about that. Most of my clients right now are focused on financial, mission, and purpose. Those are like the main two. And then I'll give you a little secret. Creative freedom is so overlooked by agency owners, coaches, consultants. Then you have your health freedom and your relationship freedom. I call them the constraints. You're probably familiar in business with the theory of constraints. Those are the two that you don't want to drop. Whether you're single right now and living out your player days as a bachelor or you have a family like myself, relationships are important, especially romantic, platonic relationships. You may be in monk mode and be like, Jordan, I'm celibate. I'm not looking at women. I'm not breathing. I'm doing nothing to do with women. Fair enough. Either way, you have relationship freedom and then you have your health freedom. You could be 18 right now watching this video, you could be 30, you could be 50. But health is important because if you're on your deathbed right now and you had one more final breath, you'd want more health freedom. So don't drop health freedom, don't drop relationship freedom. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to think, how to feel, how to act. What I am saying is just as an observation and reasoning from first principles, health and relationship freedom are incredibly important. But right now, you might be thinking, I don't care. I just care about financial freedom, mission and purpose freedom, or even not just mission and purpose, but you have freedoms. You're then going to write out your identity statements, your beliefs, and your certainties. And then we're going to get to the fun part, which you probably like, which you're itching to do, which is the actions. Now, you will have your codes. I'm not going to give you my codes in this video. And then you have your action codes. Then everything else here, which is what my clients get, explains it and allows them to track it, to have a digital version as well as having the paper version. And then you go through and fill it out. And you might be looking at this video, watching this video and thinking, well, what's the point of this? Like, why do I do this? Simply put, what got you here won't get you there. If you want to grow your business, scale your business, whether it's an agency, coaching business, consultancy business, right now you can't do it. Because if you could, you would. So you need to change, and that requires upgrading your identity, your beliefs, your future certainties, and then having aligned actions. Most people in the industry who sell business coaching are focused on the external. I focus on the internal and I guide you through the internal process. The reason I do that is one, I love it. Two, and this is the most important, the external for me is quite simple and it's a byproduct of the internal. So I focus on the highest leverage, both for myself, my customers, and my clients, and for you as a viewer. And the external now is a lot easier to figure out through AI. And it's also a lot easier to find. There are tons of great business coaches, mentors, and programs. And a lot of them, simply put, are unconsciously successful. They don't fully understand the internal operating system and how they upgraded and changed who they were to get to where they are. I do. So you go through system, identity, beliefs, certainty, and then actions. This is the key daily training. And this part is by far where most of the transformation and value from working with me comes from. And if you do this daily for a period of time, anywhere from 30 to 90 days, you will upgrade your internal operating system, and as a byproduct, you'll grow and scale your business. Not only will you grow and scale your business, but it'll be far more effortless, far more fun, and you'll be far more successful. And this is the key point to understand here, this doesn't take long. Not only does it not take long, but it teaches you a skill that you can take with you, which is point one. Point two is, unlike meditation, unlike hypnosis, unlike any other transformation modality, you can do this daily with a pen and paper, which obviously you can't do with meditation and hypnosis. And it's practical because you are most likely a practical man and you want to grow and scale your business or your businesses, but you also want to do something which you understand scientifically, you connect with, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, or whatever floats your boat when I say that, but you want to do something simple. This is the simplest way I've found to transform and grow as an entrepreneur, upgrade your internal operating system, and do it daily. I have been in this game for 10 plus years. I first brought my first info product at the age of 14. It was from a guy called Scott H. Young, and it was around how to learn faster. Because at that age, I wanted to learn as quickly as possible in school to get the best grades, because if I got the best grades, girls would like me more, my parents would love me more, and I'd be able to have a lot more fun. In that time, I have consumed, purchased, and been around so much. I've read over 1,000 books. I don't say this to impress you, by the way. It's just what I like to do in my spare time. I have been part of some of the best business coaching programs in the world, and I've been trained by the elite coaches in certain fields. I can promise you that this is the best training for the internal work. And if you want to check it out, you can click below, look at the link in the description. But until then, take care.